Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got our third video here as we're studying through Mark, and today we're actually going to finish up chapter 1. So that's pretty exciting. We're getting through our first chapter. You might hear a little bit of background noise going on right now. The kids are awake, so they're kind of playing outside, and we got the doors open because it's a nice day. So you might hear them screaming and having fun, but just to be real with you guys, sometimes getting away and just reading your Bible is kind of like that. There's still other stuff going on, other distractions, but any chance you get just to get away just for a little bit, even like for me, it's just going to be 10 minutes just to read a little bit and just go through a couple thoughts. So glad you're joining with me, but we're going to get straight to it. We got a larger section to read today. We've got verses 21 all the way through the end of the chapter, so that's 45. So we got over 20 verses. So we're just going to start reading. Here we go. And they went into Capernaum, and immediately on the Sabbath he entered the synagogue and was teaching. And they were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one who had authority, and not as scribes. And immediately there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent, and come out of him." And the unclean spirit, convulsing him and crying out with a loud voice, came out of him. And they were all amazed, so that they questioned among themselves, saying, "What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." And at once his fame spread everywhere throughout all the surrounding region of Galilee. And immediately he left the synagogue and entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Now Simon's mother-in-law lay ill with a fever, and immediately they told him about her. And he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up, and the fever left her, and she began to serve them. That evening at sundown, they brought to him all who were sick or oppressed by demons, and the whole city was gathered together at the door. And he healed many who were sick with various diseases, and cast out many demons, and he would not permit the demons to speak, because they knew him. And rising very early in the morning, while it was still dark, he departed and went out to a desolate place, and there he prayed. And Simon and those who were with him searched for him. And they found him and said to him, "Everyone is looking for you." And he said to them, "Let us go on to the next towns, that I may preach there also. For that is why I came out." And he went throughout all Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and casting out demons. And a leper came to him, imploring him, and kneeling, said to him, "If you will, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand and touched him, and said to him, I will, be clean. And immediately the leprosy left him, and he was made clean. And Jesus sternly charged him, and sent him away at once, and said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded, for a proof to them." But he went out and began to talk freely about it, and to spread the news, so that Jesus could no longer openly enter a town, but was out in desolate places, and people were coming to him from every quarter. So lots going on. So Jesus has clearly started his ministry here. He's healing people. We see him rising up early in the morning to pray, probably to have his own quiet time. We see him casting out demons. So there's a lot of stories that are involved there. I think for me, what I like the most about this section is actually found in verse 35. And verse 35 was the verse that said, "And rising very early in the morning, while it was still dark, he departed and went out to a desolate place, and there he prayed." And to me, I really like that verse because we see Jesus practicing what I will often tell people to do all the time. When I say, you need to go read your Bible, you need to pray, you need to spend time with God. And we see Jesus doing this. We see him getting up early in the morning before people are up, before the sun is up, and he goes to a place where he's by himself, and he begins to pray. And that, I think I like that because that's really what I'm just urging all of us to do right now in this season of the virus, is to just spend some time reading the Bible, praying. So that verse really sticks out to me. I really like that one. But I would love to hear your thoughts, questions you might have. Maybe you have a question as to why did Jesus tell people not to tell others about him? Why did he say, hey, don't tell people that I just healed you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear what you guys have to think about this passage. Maybe today in your devotion, what you should do is maybe just write down one of those healings. Maybe you could write down the healing of the man with the unclean spirit, or when Jesus healed Mary, or when Jesus healed the leper. So my challenge for you this time is not only to write down your favorite verse, but why don't you take one of those sections and just write it down word for word, trying to remember it. So you not only read it, but you write it, and maybe you'll see something in that story you didn't see before. So go ahead and do that. I challenge you guys to do that. I'm excited to hear what you guys learn and what you find out. So comment below. I'd love just to talk to you guys about what God's speaking to you. We'll see you next time.